Hello, everyone. It's SharRon, and I'm also going to try to go live on Instagram. Hope you can join me. My name is SharRon Jamison, and I am the CEO and the founder of the Jamison Group. And I wanted to just stop in to talk about what kills our dreams and what kills our imagination. And I hope you can join me. If not, I hope that you can join the replay, but I wanted to talk about this because we had a great meeting today with some other business women, and we talked about what's preventing us from being as successful as we feel our hearts desire. What's stopping us? What's getting in our way? And I only want to be here for a couple of minutes, but I want you to write the acronym FIRE down, FIRE, because I believe that there are four variables or four factors that prevent us from being successful and from prevent us from going after our imaginations. Hey there, Trina and Keisha. I've been praying for you, Onyx, and Dr. Talisha Marcella. So what are those things? Well, the first thing I want you to write down is fear. Fear is one of the biggest detriments or impediments to our success. And fear is so insidious because it masquerades. It wears a lot of different dresses, right? Fear wears the dress of procrastination, which will have you making delay after delay after delay. Fear wears the dress of logic, and we think if we can't see it, we can't be it, we can't know it. Fear wears the dress of analysis paralysis, that we feel like we have to look at the data one more time and one more time and one more time before we take action. And so we have to think about all the ways that fear shows up. It shows up as vacillation, indifference. Fear just shows up in ways of doubt, lack of strategy. We need to be aware that fear wears a lot of different dresses, so we can call it out, identify it, because if not, you will never be able to really experience your dreams. If you really think about it, if the Bible says, and I'm a person of faith, says that we can have exceedingly, abundantly, and above all that we can ask for. Exceedingly, abundantly, and above. I don't know about you, I believe that. I want all three, exceedingly, abundantly, and above. That means that we're going to have to stretch our minds to have big visions so that we can have big victories. If we don't stretch our minds, we will not experience the victories that we desire, that we have been destined to have. Hey, Kimberly, Minister Kimberly and Janetta and Shauna and the Glory. So the first is fear. What are you scared of? And it's okay to have fear, but it's not good to have a spirit of fear, right? It's okay to be afraid. It happens. Hey, Bonnie. But the spirit of fear is that sense that stops us. It immobilizes us. It paralyzes us. It makes us feel unworthy. It makes us feel that we are incompetent. It makes us feel impotent. Fear has a way of snatching all of your gusto. It has a way of taking your mojo. We got to be careful and identify fear and know that fear wears a whole bunch of different clothes, right? Hey, Denise, so I want us to know and be able to identify fear and know fear is okay. But the spirit of fear is a stronghold that will hold you back, hold you down, and hold you hostage to a life of mediocrity and misery. And I know that none of us are interested in being miserable or mediocre, because none of us gets up in the morning and say, oh, I wish I just have an average day. I wish I just have an okay day. Nobody wakes up wanting to be average. So I want you to look at fear and know that fear wears a lot of different disguises, and be able to identify that spirit of fear that takes your big dream and shrinks it down to your reality. I want you to understand you are not supposed to be able to vision everything. You might see it in your eyes, but you won't see it in reality. That's normal. That's why it's called a dream and a vision. So I want you to be able to remember that. The second thing that really shrinks your dreams and takes your big dreams and shrinks it all the way down to what you can see is our inner circle. Now, I'm not talking about our haters, because our haters are something different. We all have an inner circle of people who absolutely love us, okay? They love us. They support us. They celebrate us. But Our inner circle, people who love us, they have their own limitations and they want to keep us safe. So if you have a dream that's beyond the comfort level of your inner circle, they will unknowingly try to keep you safe, which means that you're not going to go after your dream. They will try to give you reasons why, and their fear will bleed onto you. Again, we're not talking about haters. We all know some haters. I'm not talking about people who don't like you, who are trying to sabotage you. I'm talking about people who love you, your inner circle. So I want you to remember this. Miracles happen on the margins. That means that you can love your friends. They can love you, but they might not have what you need. So you have to leave the comfort of your inner circle and go on the margins, because the miracles happen on the margins. The money is on the margins. The messengers are on the margins. Sometimes God gives you a mandate. It's on the margins. That means you have to step out and step away from your inner circle. You can love them. I didn't say abandon them, because they're not your haters. I'm saying that you cannot limit your thoughts, your dreams, your perspectives down to the comfort level and the insight of your inner circle. Your inner circle knows a lot, but they don't know everything, right? So that means I want you to feel comfortable understanding that you have to go outside of your inner circle and leave your companions and your comfort and get the information and get the money and get the message and the methods and the miracles that you need. Because if you even look at the Bible, Jesus did stuff on the margins, way out there, not around in the midst of the crowd. Follow your conscience, not the crowd. And remember, it's a blessing to have a core, because we have to crowd the core, but the core might not have the competency that you need. You can love them, but you got to leave them. Go get you some skills, right? So your inner circle, love them. I'm not talking about your haters. I want you to hear that. Leave your inner circle. When I think about my life, sometimes I listen to my friends and I missed opportunities. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I did listen to them and lost a lot of money. I'm going to be honest about that too. But sometimes my inner circle, they wanted to keep me safe, and keeping me safe kept me broke. I just want to be honest. Leave your inner circle. Now, you don't have to leave them for good, but you might have to leave them for a moment. All right? The miracles, get on the margins. Get on the margins. The miracles on the margins. The third thing I want you to think and write down is that to really experience your dreams, you have to break some rules. Not break the law, but break the rules. Break the rules. Now, why do we have to do that? Hey, Eva, when we think about success, the rules were not made for women and people of color, gay, straight, lesbian people. They were not made for us. All the rules were made for people of power and privilege and profits. And the rules were made to stack against people who are considered others, right? That means you can't follow the rules, because the rules will not allow you to play to your strengths. The rules are not made for us. The rules were made to keep us, who are all the others, in our places, which was under the foot of the privileged few, right? So if that's the case, stop playing by the rules. You will lose by the rules, because the rules were not made for you, which means that you have to position yourself differently and use your creativity that we all have to circumvent the rules. Again, I'm not saying break the law. I'm saying find some loopholes. Why? Because you don't have the money, you don't have the access, you don't have the privilege, you don't have the perks, you don't have the power of the privileged few, but you do have a dream, you do have a faith, and you do have some ingenuity. So find a way to break the rules so you can fix your life, because the rules were not made for you. The rules were made for the people who have the power so that they can stay in power. That means if you're in corporate America, even in the church, because the church is built on patriarchy, that's why I do not preach in any church that thinks that I'm going to preach from the floor. I'm going to preach in the pulpit. I don't play those games. I don't believe in that patriarchy. That ain't the Bible. That's the devil. That's another story. I don't believe in patriarchy in the church, in corporate America. Don't believe it. I believe in parity. So I want us to know that we got to break some of these rules, get them out of the way, use your creativity. Listen, we as others, women, people of color, anything that's considered marginalized people, we have always been most effective when we were able to use our creativity and ingenuity to play the game. So while everybody playing checkers on us, we have to play chess, and we have what it takes. So often I see these people and women in corporate America playing by the rules. The rules were not made for you. The rules were made to keep you down and pull you under. Be smart. Never let people know what you're thinking. Make sure you partner and ally with the right people and move silently. But make sure people know that is your work, is your ingenuity, is your creativity, but you got to find a way. Power never concedes power. So find a way to use your power differently, and feminine power is powerful. People talk about, oh, SharRon, you wear makeup. Hey, I use everything that I have as a woman because God gave me these tools to take some things down, right? I am a warrior. I am a winner, but I know I cannot win playing rules that are stacked against me. So break the rules to fix your life, but don't break the law. Don't lose your character trying to create something, right? Use your ingenuity, use your courage, use your creativity, and try to collaborate with people. That's one of the challenges we have as people of color, are people who are others. Society has pitted us against each other. So we're fighting each other over the smallest piece of chicken while they're taking the whole turkey home, right? So I want you to think about what we're doing and ask yourself, how can I develop some skills so that I can break some rules, because I'm not powerful by myself, but I'm powerful if I work with you. And that's why we're going to talk about this next Tuesday when I talk about friends. We under-resource ourselves and sabotage our dreams when we don't work with other people to break the rules. You don't have enough power by yourself, but you have some power if you get with some other people, and we put all of our stuff together and we have success. If you think about it, if you think about the history of Black America, how we were in segregation and still built colleges and banks and businesses and hospitals, because we found a way to work together. We didn't let our ego eliminate our collective success. And that's what's happening. Our individual ego is rendering us impotent, and it's affecting our collective success. And really, if you're an other, you need to work with some other others, because the privileged few don't care about you and me, right? So break some rules so that we can, again, fix our life. The E is for exposure. This is what I know to be true. The only reason why that I've had success is because I had to see it. I grew up, I didn't know Black people can be rich. I didn't know that Black people can be leaders outside of preachers and teachers. That's all I saw. So it wasn't until I was like 13 or 14, I started seeing Black people who are lawyers and doctors. You cannot be successful. Exposure breeds expansion. I want somebody to type that in there. Exposure breeds expansion. You cannot expand if you don't see it. Exposure gives the imagination something to work with. Exposure gives your imagination room to play. If you haven't seen anything, it's hard to be anything. But if you see it, but if you're exposed to more, that's why it's so important to travel outside the country, to travel inside the country, travel around groups and people of different cultures and customs and sexualities and beliefs. And you got to travel outside of your comfort zone, because your deliverance is on the other side of your comfort zone. And you don't know what you have or what you can use until you are exposed to more. Thank you, Jeanette, for putting that. So I want us to think about exposure. But also, thank you, First Liberty Church. Also to know that exposure may require, here's the hard part, for you to go in hostile territory. Exposure might require that you go in hostile territory. People are not going to like you when you go into their space. People are not going to like you when you go into places that are deemed off limits based on your kind, your clan, or your clique. So, but we have to go into that hostile territory so we can be exposed to more. People ask me all the time, "Hey Kim, why do I pay $15,000-$20,000 for a mastermind?" Because I need to be exposed to more. I need to be exposed to wealth. I need to be exposed to how wealthy people think. I need to be exposed to roadblocks, because what got you at 6 figures is not going to take you to 7 figures, but you got to see it. I was raised poor. My parents were teenage parents. By the time my parents were 18, it was me and my sister named Shatan. So they couldn't have taught, they took me as far as they can go. And so that's why we have to get in the other room so that we can have exposure to what's more, exposure to what we can do. You don't know your potential. You don't know what you got inside of you until you see it. Sometimes when you see other things, you can reach into the treasure chest of your soul and pull out skills and talents and wisdom you didn't even know that you had, because it wasn't tapped. Your skills got to be tapped and touched. And some things have not been tapped and touched. So that's why you don't know that you have it, but you got it. So I want us to think about that. Hey, Jen and Alexander. So I want you to think about what's killing your dreams, what's killing your imagination. And I want you to ask yourself, honestly, do you have a spirit of fear? And if you do, just say it. Yeah, I'm scared. I didn't say stop. I said say it. And then see what's possible. And know that fear is masquerading in a lot of different ways. Fear wears dresses. That's why we think we're being logical. That's why we think we're being rational. Rationale means rational, rationalize means rationalize. Rationalize means rationalize. It's a lie that you can't do it. It's a lie that you're unworthy. It's a lie that you're stupid. It's a lie that you're not equipped. It's a lie from the pit of hell. So I want you to know, look at your fear and understand that fear wears a whole bunch of disguises, and take the clothes off fear and know that you don't have a spirit of fear. Remember that you have 3 promises. God says that you can have what's exceedingly, abundantly, and above. Go get your exceedingly, abundantly, above. Fear. Secondly, make sure you watch your inner circle. Hey, Minister Beam. Watch your inner circle. Remember, they're not haters. Our inner circle can love us, but they will shrink our dreams down to their comfort zone and their reality. Sometimes, remember, you got to go to the margins, because that's where the miracles are. Sometimes that's where the money is. Sometimes that's where the moments are, the messengers, the methods, the mandates, everything is on the margin. And so if you start feeling like you're starting to suffocate in a sea of mediocrity, you got to go outside your inner circle. They can love you, but sometimes you can't leverage them. One of my clients was telling me, she was complaining about her assistant, and she said all these terrible things about your assistant. And I said, where did you get that lazy woman? And she was mad. She said, that lazy woman is my mama. And I didn't know it was her. She was talking about her mother, but I told her this. I said, you can love mama, but you can't leverage mama. And if you can't leverage mama, stop letting mama speak into the life of your business. Now, you can love her, but if you can't leverage her, just love her. And make sure you understand your inner circle. Remember, your inner circle are people who love you. But if they don't have insight, if they don't have information, if they don't have what you need, it's okay to go. You can come back, but you got to go. Again, rules. Break the rules. The rules were made to keep you down and under. The rules were made for the privileged few. If you are an other, a woman, a differently able person, a gay, lesbian, straight, transgender, person of color, the rules were not made for you. The rules were made for the people in power. So you got to break the rules, because the rules were made to keep you down and keep you under, to keep you scrapping, to keep you suffering, to keep you begging. And you know what? We're the head and not the tail. So that makes sure you break some of the rules, find your creativity to find, be creative, and join with others, other people who are considered others. You need power, but there are power in numbers. And so we can't get so much in our ego, because your ego will cost you some victory. Your ego will cost you success. Your ego will cost you learning. Your ego will have you doing stupid things with stupid people at stupid times and stupid places because of your ego, right? So make sure we find out and interact with the rules and push the rules. Remember, break the rules, fix your life. I didn't say break the law. I said break the rules. And then E, get exposure. Go outside of your culture, your clan, your clique, your custom, your country. Go outside and get exposed to more. The only reason why I do some of the things I'm doing, because I see somebody else do it. I didn't know about this social media stuff, but I saw somebody else do it. I didn't know that I could be a millionaire, but I saw somebody else do it. I didn't know that I could be 50 something and still have muscles, but I saw somebody else do it. I didn't know that you can still be sexy and about to be 50 something, but I saw somebody else do it. It was the exposure that let me know what was possible. So I want you to ask yourself, are you exposed? And let me say this, you got to pay for some exposure. Sometimes we want this free exposure. Some groups you're not going to be invited of until you write a check. Write a check, get in the room, because we keep trying to get free stuff. But let me tell you, free, people are only going to give you so much for free. You want people to make an investment in you, write a check. No, sometimes people say, SharRon, can I pick your brain? I say, you can pick my brain after you pick your payment plan. You can't give me a cup of coffee and a crumpet and think I'm going to tell you what I have learned over 34 years in corporate America. I spend $20,000 minimum a year in masterminds. You can't give me a donut and a cup of coffee and think I'm going to share that with you for free. Somebody got to pay for that money, right? So I just want you to be open, to get into the room so that you can have exposure. Invest in yourself. Stop looking for free, because free help ain't really free. And you're not going to get the best of people. People are not invested in you. That's why I don't take all clients. You should pay people enough that they invested in your development, invested in your growth. Some people, I'm not invested. You can't give me $3.47 and think I'm going to be invested. I'm just not. It's not because I don't love you. It's because I love me. And it took me 50-something years to know my value. And guess what, Dr. Talisha and Jeanette and Marcella and Keisha, you are valuable. And so, if you are a Neiman Marcus person, stop accepting Walmart prices, right? You can't give me Walmart and Kmart and all the stores that went out of business, Montgomery Ward and Sears, and think you're going to get the best of me. And I don't do that to other people, because I honor myself and I honor you. Yes. So I want you to think about that. If you stop shrinking your big dreams down to your reality. It's called the vision. Your dreams should be bigger. Stop dreaming your goals down to a little reality, and stop shrinking your courage. You're stronger than you know that you are. You know how I know? Let somebody start chasing you. Let somebody slap you. You'll get courage that you've never had before. Somebody slap you, you will start doing some karate and turn into Jackie Chan and in seconds. So, but why do we have to wait till our back is against the wall to walk in our power? Why do we have to be stressed to strive? Why do we have to have someone put their hands around our throat before we start using our tablet? Just use it now. You are equipped to be so successful. And so I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you so much for staying with me. I am so grateful for all of your support. I want you to join me Tuesday, July 2nd at 8 o'clock. We're talking about friends. Some of us keep hooking up with people. Everybody might be available. Everybody's not suitable. And we under-resource ourselves when we connect with people who we are unevenly yoked. You don't need a companion. You need some competence. You need some competence, not a companion. You need somebody. You don't need somebody to play with you. You need somebody who can build with you. That's different skills. And we're going to talk about that July 2nd. I want you to, I'll put the link in here, but I want you to join me. Let's have some grown-up conversations about friends so we just can stop picking people who's available. You need more than a pulse. You need a person who has a purpose in life, and they need to have their own purpose, because if they don't have their own purpose, they'll be all up in your Kool-Aid, right? And we don't want people all up in our Kool-Aid and they don't know the flavor. So I hope you can join me next Tuesday, July 2nd. I'll put the link in there. Watch your fear. Watch your inner circle. Go break some rules and kick some butts and get into different rooms and different communities with different types of people, different cultures, different clans. If you don't have to be with people who just look like you, because everybody your color ain't your kind anyway. Can I get it? Amen. Amen. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. Oh, I forgot to look at the the notes, thank you so much for the comments. I always forget that, but thanks so much for joining me. And let's dare so higher together. See you July 2nd. Watch those 4 and let's dare so higher. Blessings.